being in seminary, I feel like I have so many examples of really meaningful teaching moments that have impacted me in significant ways. So I'm going to just draw from one that I just had in the last quarter in my biblical interpretations and context class. Um, the the environment was surrounded by Fuller students who I would characterize as teachable and open. Um, so making it a safe space to have like these honest, authentic moments of transformation and like, I used to believe this, but now I kind of see it this way. And so being in that environment was like super helpful. And also having a professor leading us and curating the teaching tools was also immensely helpful. Um, so for this particular teaching, I it was in our week of studying feminist interpretations of the Bible, and in that, through the lecture, the small group discussions, the articles, um, and I think there were even some other media that were used. I can't recall exactly right now, but um, through that, I was able to kind of expose an area that I had been very narrow in my thinking. And so seeing or hearing about reading about the feminist interpretation of scripture had a pretty significant impact on me. Specifically, this one in this one article, just this one line, which like kind of like was the catalyst for my whole paradigm shift. Um, in the article, the woman had written that, typically, or referring to in Genesis when God speaks to Adam and Eve and says to Adam that he will rule over the woman and the woman will, have be in a submissive role. And I always thought that was like, okay, this was God's design, but this reading showed that no, this was after the fall. This was a moment where God made a sad prophecy almost about what their life would be like. And that for me was such a moment of transformation in recognizing that like my whole paradigm, which was kind of built around this idea, was just incorrect. And so for me, it significantly impacted my view of self as a woman, my view of what is appropriate for me in ministry, coming from a church background where there's only male elders and male leadership. This this is kind of a big deal to me. Um, so yeah, it was in the context of this bigger experience, but it was just this like one little line that really kind of struck a chord in my heart. So um, yeah, that that's just one of many stories.